Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. We're going to be going over the Soulforge for Nintendo Switch for the week of May 2nd, 2022. This is potentially the penultimate video for this little series. I was just trying it out. Tell your guild, scream it in global, any other Switch friends you got, just to keep it around. But yeah, it is what it is, but let's get into it. Your Mythics for the week of May 2nd, 2022 in the Soulforge. What do we got here? Okay, we have the World Breaker. I think so here. Or no, I'm on the wrong one, sorry. That was last week. My bad. Hang in there with me here. Alright, we have Champion of Anu. Shade of Zorn. I think, let's see, Champion of Anu, Shade of Zorn. Yasmin's Chosen, and I think Skady, is that right? Yeah. Okay, so Skady, Yasmin's Chosen, Champion of Anu, and Shade of Zorn. So another pretty big skip, I would say. There's some okay mythics in there, but nothing too great. Shade of Zorn's one of the worst in the game. Skady is, she has like an ice storm, makes a blue storm, but she doesn't really use that much anymore. So she's pretty average these days. I wouldn't recommend crafting her or Shade of Zorn. Yasmin's Chosen is okay. It's above average. It's solid. And Champion of Anu, pretty much the same thing. So, I don't know. I might put him first because I used to actually use him. Well, I also used Yasmin a little bit, but, he might be the most powerful of the mid-range mythics here that you guys have this week. So, you know, you could use him on your blue team. He silent stun and drain all mana from an enemy, deal damage to them and all enemies below them. So usually you'll shoot it at the first enemy so you can hit the rest of them. And you silent stun and drain all mana from that enemy. He also has Aegis, whatever it is. Reduce damage from skulls by 60%. Pretty close to him in being above average. Would be Yasmin's Chosen. She deals scatter damage boosted by entangled enemies, create 10 green gems. So you can kind of loop with her a little bit, and she does entangle. So sometimes she's a decent option if you're just trying to do some high-level stuff and you really want to entangle some stuff, and you maybe want to try to loop with green. But there's so many other things these days. Entangle a random enemy when matching green. So two above average solid mythics that you probably should wait and save your keys, or your diamonds. And then, you know, like I said, Skady, kind of an older mythic that does do an ice storm, but isn't quite used as much these days. Let's just look at her real quick to take a look at her. She freezes and mana burns the first two enemies, knock them to last position, summon Queen map. So, doesn't do too much. Mana burn used to be way better than it is now. She used to be like the only ice storm. But there's other stuff like Jar of Eyes these days. And she just, you know, one of those mythics where she used to be maybe like top 20, and now she's more like, you know, top 40. And then Shade of Zorn's just one of the worst in the game. Made my top 3 worst mythics in the game, I'm pretty sure. It deals damage to an enemy boosted by red allies and skulls. If the enemy dies, summon 2 Fists of Zorn. No good traits. It's pretty terrible for a mythic. Alright, what legendaries do you have? Scion, the Dragon Soul, I think Salzara, and Gruz. Once again, nothing too great. Some older legendaries that aren't used very much anymore. And 2 terrible ones. So we got Scion and the Dragon Soul are probably the best 2. And once again, they're like very average, above average, probably. Between the 2 of them, I'm just gonna say the Dragon Soul because it's a little bit cooler, but they're pretty close as far as where they would rank. The Dragon Soul, where's he at? Are we in Legendary? Yeah, the Dragon Soul, right here. He used to be used on like a soul farming team. He's a pretty cool dragon. He's good like very, very early in the game. Like if he's your first legendary, he's not too bad, especially in an all dragon team. So like he's kind of like the other troops we already talked about, like a little bit above average. Used to be way better than it is now. Just like more better stuff came into the game and he slowly moved down. But yeah, he explodes random gems, deals 8 damage to all enemies, boosted by number of dragon allies. And that's a ×3 boost ratio. So if you have 4 dragons, you can do some good damage like very early in the game. 50% chance to become a baby dragon with full mana on death. Then it was Scion. Starts with a P. Scion is kind of just one of those irritating legendaries that you could irritate people with on like defense or something. Deal true scatter damage, drain 7 mana from all enemies. It steals enemy mana when dealing skull damage. So right around the same as the Dragon Soul, like above average, like, you know, B-, C+ at best. And then the other two just, you know, what was it, Salzara and Gruz. So we'll do Salzara next. Probably better than Gruz, just because she has some soul farming, I think, some soul. Deal damage to an enemy, gain 10 souls. If the enemy's life is greater, deal triple damage and gain triple souls. So, I mean, she does necromancy, but not great, below average. And then Gruz. Gruz is pretty bad if I remember correctly. I never see this guy. Deals damage to an enemy, curse them, and inflict 2 to 4 stacks of bleed. That's just one target, and probably not very high damage, and nothing great on its traits there. So that's your legendaries and your mythics. Seems like a big skip. If you were going to craft anything, though, it'd probably be, what was it, Yasmin or Champion of Anu. All right, let's look at the weapons. I think this is where we're going to find some stuff that you might want to actually craft. We'll go A to Z. I think this is the only spot you really should not leave this week without something. We have Yasmin's Pride and Glaive of Many Goats. I think that's it, right? Yeah, Yasmin's Pride and Glaive of Many Goats. So, probably the best thing in the entire week for y'all is Yasmin's Pride. You can use it with, like, Ketris to make an actual good team that's still on kind of a meta. But Yasmin's Pride eliminates all armor from an enemy. Give all allies 41 life boosted by armor eliminated. So it goes good with like Ketris because Ketris boosts his spell damage boosts off of like life and everything. So and you're giving all allies life, which is quite a bit, and you're eliminating all armor from an enemy. So the higher you scale up in an event, the more it's going to help, and the more damage your Ketris is going to do, or whatever, anything that boosts off of life. So it's really good. I probably would recommend definitely getting it. I think it's only like 300 diamonds anyway, so not very expensive, and definitely a top 20 weapon, I would say. Glaive of Many Goats is the other thing you should consider. So let's go up to the G's. It's on a couple teams. It deals damage to an enemy boosted by Wildfolk allies and create a mix of 6 green and yellow gems for each Wildfolk ally. So you use this one with like Pan and King Salinas and stuff like that. It has a Leaf Storm, destroys 3 green gems. So it's solid. It's like a C+, B- weapon, and it's only 300 diamonds, and it's actually used. So yeah, this week I would say Yasmin's Pride and Glaive of Many Goats are the two that I would recommend crafting. And if you just if you went with a complete skip just to save diamonds for a better like mythic or something, I wouldn't blame you this week. There's really nothing you can't leave this week without. The top one would be Yasmin's Pride though, and it's only 300 diamonds, so it's almost like a you can't leave this week without it type of thing. But yeah, that would be the only thing, Yasmin's Pride. But I'll link your video that associates to your week here. I think you guys are having like a Tower of Doom or something this week though, so I'll try to go find you a Tower of Doom video to try to link for you. But yeah, make sure you tell some people, or, you know, I'm sorry, just a time versus effort thing. I really wish I could do this more, no matter what. But I said it from the beginning. If it doesn't get the views, I can't continue to do this. I don't even have a Switch. It takes me, you know, Fetal, shout out to Fetal. It takes some other people to give me the information to do this. And I just kind of have to fit it in where I can. And I need, you know, y'all to want to watch it for me to want to make the video. So, penultimate video here, second to last try at this. We'll do one more after this. We'll see how the last two go, and then we'll reevaluate from there. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.